Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them. The Totus is true. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Yeshua. Back with a quick lesson. We're going to stay updated on the situation with the king of the north, which would be Vladimir Putin. What the Medes are doing at this time. All right, so some activity jumping off what they're going to call the 14th, but over there they're probably into the 15th already. So we're catching up to them. Their time is ahead of ours. So we're going to start. We're just going to read Psalm 64 all the way through to get some perspective on what is going on. All right. So it reads, Psalm 64 and 1, hear my voice, O Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Who is the enemy? All right. Well, starting with Esau and then all the other nations. All right. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. All right. Who's the wicked? Esau. Right. And the secret council being spoken of here is what they call the Illuminati or the NWO, whatever you want to call it, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. Iniquity is sin upon sin. All right. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. Right now they're fighting against each other, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. We're the perfect, the nation of Israel, the elect of Israel, more specifically. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Really, they have a plan to come and get us, but right now they're infighting. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, all right, the Great Reset, the NWO. They commune of laying snares privately. They got to come and get us. They got to take us down. We're the ones standing in the way. We're the world that followeth, all right? They say, who shall see them? These are secret societies, all right? They search out iniquities, all right? What they do is they complain continually to the Most High about the wickedness that Jake is doing. They accomplish a diligent search. They went in and found out how they can overcome us. If they keep us in sin, they continue to rule. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, right? And the heart is the mind. But the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, shall shoot at them with an arrow. Okay, that arrow is the nukes. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So their plans are not going to come to fruition. Now here's the point. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right? Now, this asymmetric warfare being employed by Russia and Vladimir Putin, what did they do? Well, they went the cyber route. We're going to take a look at that. Okay? They did some cyber attacking. And what you're going to get out of this is global news, January 14th, which is today, but over there it's probably the 15th already. Massive cyber attack warns Ukraine to expect the worst amid tensions with Russia. What is Vladimir doing right now? He went in, right? They got them hacker, Russian hacking, right? Well, the pipelines in America have been hacked and da-da-da-da, right? It must have been the Russians. Well, apparently they're pretty good with their cyber warfare. Okay? We are at war. And when I say we, I'm talking about the U.S. against Russia, the U.S., NATO, and the EU are at war with the North, the king of the North, right? With Russia. All right? They're not shooting, per se, at each other yet, but you got currency war. You got sanctions. This is before the shooting starts, you tried to negotiate. You have these meetings, right? You try to work out a solution, right? And then the hacking. See, they didn't have hacking back in World War II. They didn't have hacking in Vietnam, right? The closest thing to hacking in World War II was when the United States cracked the code, right? The secret code of the Japanese and knew that they were coming into Pearl Harbor to attack it. So they let them do it so that America could get into the war. That was the hacking back then, right? But the hacking today, and what information, okay, massive cyber attack, what information did they get? The first thing they're going to tell you is the information that they didn't get, okay? But I'll let you know right now. See, all of those heads of state, all the way up and down. If you're a Satanist, what are you doing? You're doing all manner of abomination. Okay, from child trafficking, sleeping with children, and killing, and they get what they do is to compromise you. They get all of that on film. So what did Vladimir do? He went and grabbed all that dirt, and he's holding it over the heads. He said, "Oh, you don't want to go this." He said, "Expect the worst." You want to go there? So let's watch this.
З 13 на 14.
It says on the night of January 14th, right, there was a cyber attack against some government websites. What information did they get?
Січня було здійснено хакерську атаку на низку урядових сайтів, зокрема Міністерства
Including the Foreign Ministry, Education Ministry, and others.
закордонних справ, Міністерства освіти та науки і інші. На головній сторінці
On the main pages of the website was placed a provocative message.
цих сайтів було розміщення повідомлення провокаційного характеру. При цьому
As the website's content was not changed and leak of personal data did not happen, they didn't come out and say, "Hey, we're about to out you," or they didn't just post what they gathered, the information that they gathered. It said the leak of personal data did not happen. Well, they're holding it over your head. Okay? You understand? Now, when you go back here, real quick, I don't know if I can do it real quick. Let me see. Where were we? Oh, wow. It's lucky. Psalm 64. Okay, it says, "So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves." He's holding that over their head. And if that information comes out, all that see them will be able to see what you guys are doing. The murders, the sacrifices, the raping of children, all that see them shall flee away. Here's the stage that we're in right now. This dude that went in and got some information and is holding it over their head. That's what we can deduce from this, okay? We'll go on. I know I'm talking a lot. Bear with me. It says, as the website's content was not changed and leak of personal data did not happen. Well, what did
сайтів не було змінено, а витоку персональних даних за наявною інформацією не відбулося.
According to the available
З метою
information,
недопущення
to
поширення
prevent the
атаки на
attack
інші
from spreading over other websites,
ресурси, а також щоб локалізувати
to localize the technical problem,
технічну проблему, тимчасово призупинити
we suspended the work of some other government websites. They took them websites down. They said they can get all our information and hold it over our heads. So Vladimir he's playing
роботу
hardball.
низки інших урядових сайтів. Служба безпеки України та Держспецзв'язку спільно з відповідними органами держави
Together with other state bodies are investigating the incident and collecting digital evidence. Whatever. He got you. He's checkmating you right now.
влади займається розслідуванням інциденту та збирає цифрові докази. Більшу частину
Most affected websites' work has been restored. You just said that nothing was done.
постраждалих державних ресурсів вже відновлено. Інші будуть
while
доступні
others will
найближчим
become
часом.
available in the nearest
This
future.
morning we have heard the news about a hybrid attack against Ukraine's government office's homepage. That is exactly one of the things that we have warned for and that we are afraid of. That kind of hybrid or cyber attacks.
You're afraid of the truth coming out because you're hiding a whole lot of shit that people are going to flee from when they find out, oh shit, I ain't got nothing to do with you.
Of course, we have to see who is responsible for it, and it's also something that is heightening the tension. And that's why we have to be very firm in our messages to Russia that if there are attacks against Ukraine, we will be very harsh and very strong and robust in our response.
If you put that information out there, fool, we finna start bombing. Okay, so shall they cause their own tongue to fall upon. So we might be finding out some Bob Saget type shit, if you understand what I'm saying.
Il faut dire que ça nous mérite la plus grande condamnation. Nous avons appelé ce matin une réunion d'urgence des ambassadeurs COPS, ambassadeurs du comité politique, pour voir de quelle manière on peut réagir et on peut fournir de l'assistance technique à l'Ukraine pour remonter sa capacité de résistance vis-à-vis de ces sortes d'attaques. Je vais demander aux États membres que, même si l'Ukraine n'est pas membre de l'Union européenne et ne participe pas dans ce projet, on pourrait mobiliser dans son aide les ressources que nous avons pour faire face à cette sorte d'attaque. Donc, on va mobiliser toutes les ressources pour aider l'Ukraine à faire face à des attaques cybernétiques. Malheureusement, on s'attendait à que ça puisse arriver.
Okay, so that shit is all out on the dark web and all sorts of things. Okay, let's take a look at another one here. Okay, so there's that. Which one was it? This one. Let's look at this real quick. Same thing. Slovakia commercial. Of course. Here we go.
Ukrainian officials and media reports say a number of government websites in Ukraine are down after a massive hacking attack. KYIV, Ukraine. A number of government websites in Ukraine were down on Friday after a huge hacking attack, Ukrainian officials said. While it was not immediately clear who was behind the attacks, they come amid heightened tensions with Russia and after talks between Moscow and the West failed to yield any significant progress this week. As a result of a massive hacking attack, the websites of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and a number of other government agencies are temporarily down. Our specialists are already working on restoring the work of IT systems, spokesman of Ukraine's Foreign Ministry Oleg Nikolenko wrote on Facebook on Friday. Nikolenko told the Associated Press it was too soon to tell who could have been behind the attacks. It's too early to draw conclusions as the investigation is ongoing, but there is a long record of Russian cyber assaults against Ukraine in the past, he said. Moscow had previously denied involvement in cyber attacks against Ukraine. Websites of the country's cabinet, 7 ministries, the Treasury, the National Emergency Service and the State Services website, where Ukrainians' electronic passports and vaccination certificates are stored, were unavailable Friday as the result of the hack. The websites contained a message in Ukrainian, Russian and Polish, saying that Ukrainians' personal data has been leaked to the public domain.
Ukrainians' personal data had been leaked. Okay, what is that person? Is it about your vaccination status? I don't think so. It's it's about some satanic shit.
Be afraid and expect the worst. This is for your past, present and future, the message read, in part. Ukraine states
This is for your past, present, and future.
Office of Communication and Information Protection has said that no personal data has been leaked.
Not yet, because we're holding it as a trump card.
The U.S. estimates Russia has massed about 100,000 troops near Ukraine, a buildup that has stoked fears of an invasion. Moscow says it has no plans to attack and rejects Washington's demand to pull back its forces, saying it has the right to deploy them wherever necessary. The Kremlin has demanded security guarantees from the West precluding NATO's expansion eastwards. Last month, Moscow submitted draft security documents demanding that NATO deny membership to Ukraine and other former Soviet countries and roll back the alliance's military deployments in Central and Eastern Europe. Washington and its allies have refused to provide such pledges, but said they are ready for the talks. High-stakes talks this week between Moscow and the U.S., followed by a meeting of Russia and NATO representatives and a meeting at the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, failed to bring about any immediate progress.
All they got to do is bring up that Prince Andrew shit. You think we ain't got... that's why they're moving ahead with him being prosecuted. Because they know he's about to be outed and they have to act like they're doing, so they can't just let him go scot-free. They probably got every bit of evidence that they need to, and I'm speculating. All right, let's watch this one. What is it? All right, we're going to watch DW News. Western leaders fear Russian invasion of Ukraine. This is like today or yesterday. Let's see. Watch a little bit of it. Let's see. Look at that drone. Flamethrower. Okay, let's see. All right, so this was yesterday. All right, Western leaders fear Russian invasion of Ukraine. DW News. Let's watch a little of this. Let's see. Sweet Polly Purebred. Here we go.
Diplomats are meeting with other delegates in the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe today as efforts continue to de-escalate tensions over Ukraine. Talks between Russian and NATO officials ended on Wednesday without a breakthrough. EU foreign and defense ministers are also gathering today in the French city of Brest to discuss the crisis. Well, for nearly 8 years now, Ukrainian forces have been fighting a Russian-backed separatist insurgency in the east of the country. The conflict has claimed some 14,000 lives. With tens of thousands of Russian troops now massing on the border, many in Ukraine fear an imminent invasion. DW correspondent Nick Connolly traveled to the frontline city of Donetsk and sent us this report.
Just before the shooting starts, you see the cats and dogs taking cover. It's like they can feel it's coming.
Here on the front lines near Donetsk, gunfire and shelling are part of everyday life and have been for the past 8 years. For the stray animals, the Ukrainian soldiers, and the few civilians left.
There's still people living there and over there. Beyond that, there's no one, just the front line.
The front line. Okay. So there is a little proxy war going down in the Ukraine right now. But that thing is about to spill all the way over with all the Russian troops. And is Vladimir going to attack? Damn right he is. What does the scripture say? The scripture says that he's going to succeed at restoring the Soviet Union, meaning all of those states that were once a part of the Soviet Union are going to again become the Soviet Union, pursuant to Ezekiel 38. All right? So we already know the outcome. Let's get that real quick. And then we'll go ahead and close it. Oh, let's get it real quick from the top. Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. So the Most High is setting up again the Soviet Union and going to bring them forth as a great army. And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, there's your Soviet Union again. So saith the Lord. Who's doing this? I am against thee, O Gog. and I will turn thee back. So it's not a matter of what Vladimir Putin, what you think he's doing. We know what the Most High is making him do. All right? It's Proverbs 21 and 1. The king, that's Vladimir, the king's heart, that's his mind, is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right, so with that, we'll end it there. We hope that left you were edified, and shalom.